What's the matter? What? Huh? It's frozen. Get the phone. Want me to change it? That's not.
What up, Mark? Good morning. Good morning.
People is moved are lucky to receive treatment from our clinic.
The United Arab Emirates says it's responding to incoming missiles and drones from Iran. Interceptor missiles have been seen in the skies above Abu Dhabi. In nearby Bahrain, smoke has been seen rising from an oil refinery in an apparent Iranian strike. It's also continued its attacks on
Double tap, double tap.
drones have been intercepted. More strikes have been reported in eastern Tehran after Israel warned it would target the area. State media say more than 1,200 people have been killed in strikes across the country since the U.S. and Israel began the response. The Israeli army has begun bombing areas across Lebanon. It's now issued forced displacement orders for areas in the southern suburbs of Beirut. Some flights in and out of Beirut's international airport have been suspended. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has been escalating since the killing of Iran's
Yeah. What up, Mark?
forces.
Double tap the screen for like, y'all. Support.
American troops will have temporary access to the bases on French territory to help protect Gulf countries. The UK has also announced that it's sending additional forces to the Middle East.
I don't agree with this war. Y'all hit the poll if y'all think this war, if y'all consent to this war. Damn, I spelled that wrong. If y'all consent, not consist.
And across the region.
Right.
Azerbaijan is the
Hello, the bulldog.
4 people there were injured after 2 drones fell near an international airport.
Hello, Shade Man.
An ambassador has told his military to prepare retaliatory measures.
I didn't mean to say wait, let me I'm about to redo it. I spelled it wrong. That was a typo.
The latest round around the region, as we're saying, incoming fire from Iran, we believe it's coming from Iran to a variety of different Gulf countries at the moment.
Absolutely. We'll start in the United Arab Emirates, which has seen some of the biggest drone attacks actually in the past few days. Hundreds of drones being sent in from Iran.
Hold on.
Really putting to test their air defense systems there. We saw a number of defensive missiles intercepting some of these drones and also ballistic missiles over Ras Al Khaimah, that's just north of Dubai, and also some of them aimed towards the airport, which Iran says is a US base, is a US asset in Abu Dhabi. So there's been a lot of kinetic activity in the sky. 131 drones sent through today and 6 ballistic missiles. And this is an area that has around 200 nationalities living there, as well as locals. It's the holy month of Ramadan for Islam, where usually you would see people thronging the markets. There's lights everywhere. The evenings, are really busy. It's also a major transport hub with hundreds of thousands of people coming through on a weekly basis. That's pretty much grounded to a halt. People are told to seek shelter when these missiles.
Yes, no war. Free everybody. Free everybody that's not a fighter. That's what I'm saying. The people that is getting hurt is the people that has nothing to do with this war. Yes.
People were earlier on in the morning.
Free the people, man.
Which is why
Free the innocent. Let's just say it like that. Let me be specific.
this is happening. This was in a labor area inside of the UAE, and we know that Pakistani nationals and also Nepali nationals were injured there. So it's a very dangerous situation, of course, specifically from falling debris. It's putting the air defense missiles to the test, but it's also really testing other countries as to how they're supporting their citizens inside the country.
Khan and Doha, thank you very much indeed. Well, as we mentioned, cities across Iran are under attack for a sixth day. US and Israeli warplanes are bombing areas across the capital, Tehran. Plumes of smoke have been seen rising above the city all day. Israel says it's striking government and military targets, but residential areas and civilian infrastructure have been heavily damaged as well. We're going to go to Al Jazeera's Mohammed Val.
But they strike in residential. They strike the elementary school and unalives over 185 kids. All girls schooling with all girls. Like, nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Been hit, but there were large explosions that could be seen through the darkness of the night around Tehran, and that's just a continuation of what's been happening throughout the day. Earlier today, huge blasts rocked the city of Tehran, and huge plumes of smoke were seen rising up in the sky. And we understood later that some stadiums have been hit, some schools.
Peace. Peace. I pray for world peace. Stop the violence.
This world looked like. Now we have facilities that are.
They say it's not a war. Then what is it? A fight?
As schools and stadiums and so on. 20 schools across the country since the beginning of this campaign have been hit. Also,
I'm sorry, but once you shoot off a rocket, that's a war to me.
Other civilian facilities like pharmaceutical centers, medical centers, and so on hit in this in these waves of attacks. Cities also other than Tehran have been touched. Karaj in the west, Zanjan also in the west, Kashan. This is throughout the day, but earlier today also the Iranian Kurdistan region has been.
Trump's administration responds to backlash over thousands of Americans being left stranded in Middle East war zone. Says there were clear signs and level 4 do not travel warnings before Iran retaliation. No, there wasn't clear signs. How are we supposed to know if we travel and taking vacation? How is the normal average person that don't have nothing to do with politics supposed to know that you are about to start a war? How are we supposed to know that? Like, come on, man. Trump is saying the people that's taking vacations out these countries should have known that a war is about to start. We wasn't warned. We found out on the day of that a war was about to start. We found out on the day of. We literally found out on the day of. And I'm upset. And I'm upset about that.
Nobody is defending the Ayatollah. There is no love lost for a brutal government that sponsors terror and murders their people. Iran has been doing this for decades. Everybody knows that. And so my question is this: why wasn't Donald Trump in favor of regime change until this weekend? Why did he campaign on swearing he would never send American kids to fight and die in the Middle East? Republicans can't answer because they were against war with Iran until exactly the second Donald Trump decided to go to war. And now they're all running around sounding like neocon lunatics. America can't take this level of gaslighting. I went to the classified briefing. There was no imminent threat. I guess unless Republicans want to redefine the word imminent to mean stretching back 47 years. This whole thing is just so transparently built on lies. Republicans went from imminent threat to regime change to nukes back to imminent threat in the last 24 hours. I'll tell you what this is, Mr. Speaker. This is Iraq 2.0. I still remember the lies about WMDs. I voted against that war too. At least George Bush had the decency to lie to people's face. And by the way, no congressional vote can legitimize this because there was no imminent threat. There was no UN Security Council resolution. So this war is illegal no matter what you want to call it. And it's not Donald Trump's kids that will have to go fight and die for their draft dodging dad. It's not the children of the billionaire Epstein class. It's working class kids who are going to put their lives on the line. Shame on Republicans. I'm sick of this BS. We're spending billions of dollars a day on a war, and we can't even get Republicans to join us to expand healthcare in America. How the hell is this America first? You guys broke your top campaign promise. Good luck with that. I hope the defense contractor money was worth it. Shame on you all. The mask is off. You're all just a bunch of.
Your time's expired.
And they don't buy everything coming from.
Give us a straight answer as to why we launched this preemptive war. The president says we had to strike first because an Iranian strike was imminent. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense conceded there was no evidence of an imminent Iranian strike. Some told us this war was about nuclear weapons, but 6 months ago, we were assured our last strike on Iran decimated their nuclear program. So which is it? I think the most candid answer came from the Secretary of State, who told the press that Israel forced our hand and dragged us into this war again. And that truth is the very reason why it is Congress that must decide war. If American lives are to be risked and American blood is to be shed, that decision must be debated and voted on by the representatives of the American people. And that debate is meant to be arduous. And that vote is meant to be hard. I have a theory. I think my colleagues don't want to go on record because we have a terrible track record of meddling in the Middle East. They don't want their name associated with this when it doesn't turn out well. But Congress cannot be bothered with its constitutional duty because for many in this chamber, it's easier to simply allow someone else's sons and daughters to be sent to combat without their vote. And to be clear, we aren't even here to declare war today. All we're voting on is a war powers resolution to reassert the Constitution, that Congress must decide questions of war. And if Congress wants war, then the Speaker should hold a vote to declare it.
So it's basically the Americans has no idea why they are going to war. Nobody has the right answer.
School and kill 170 people.
Not that we know of, John, and the Department of War is investigating this matter, and I would just tell you
Always
very
investigating these matters. Y'all not investigating nothing.
the Iranian regime that targets civilians, that kills children, that has killed thousands of their own people in the past several weeks, and uses propaganda.
Why are you worrying about other countries? What they got to do with you? You living in your house. You don't got to sleep with them people.
From pointing the finger at the United States of America when it comes to targeting civilians, because that's not something that
They've not targeted us. They've not shot missiles at us. Like, come on, man. They've not shot missiles at us. Let's start there. Come on, man.
The passage where you talked about killing a dog that was 14 months old. I train dogs, all right? And you are a farmer. You should know better. You should know that if you're going out to a hunting lodge and you're putting pheasants out and you're putting dogs out, you don't take a puppy out there. A 14-month-old dog is basically a teenager in dog years. You decided to kill that dog because you had not invested the appropriate time in training, and then you have the audacity to go into a book and say it's a leadership lesson about tough choices. It's in your book. We could play it if we had time. At that same lunch hour, you killed a goat. and you killed the goat because you said it was behaving badly. You are a farmer. You don't castrate a goat, they behave badly. You should have probably done that before. But my point is, those are bad decisions made in the heat of the moment, not unlike what happened up in Minneapolis. I expect we're an exception.
Don't put people in the office that has anger problems. Don't put people in the office that has anger issues. That's what we don't need.
In the time that I've seen you,
I'm not involved in politics.
Across the Southeast, and acknowledging when mistakes are made and speaking too soon for the expedient of social media or whatever it is. The passage where you talk about killing a dog that was 14 months old. I train dogs, all right? And you are a farmer. You should know better. You should know. Your reaction to the strikes. It was the right thing to do, in my opinion. Why is that? Because if it wasn't for Trump, then the Iranian regime would have attacked us first. I think it's disgusting. It's just another Trump ploy to hurt people and distract from the Epstein files. An absent this sort of attitude in a situation that's so nuanced and delicate doesn't seem sustainable, and it doesn't feel like a positive step toward any type of resolution. Do you worry about retaliation because we've seen the bases that were hit as well? Trade Center knows. You know, the new one with the tall. I'm really concerned. I've been there a few times.
Now, what if they hit a 9/11 on us again?
This is an unprovoked.
Just watch. Just watch.
Determined to do it. They were determined to provide all the weapons to Israel.
People gonna be. Hey, guess what? We can't think that we're gonna leave those moms and dads and kids crying over there, and it ain't gonna happen to us, to the innocent people.
And then came this attack.
Your sign says solidarity with Iran. You do know that there are Iranians right now that are celebrating what happened.
Oh, sure. There are monarchists that want the old corrupt system back of privilege. Yes. But the Iranian Revolution, which called for nationalizing the oil and using it for the development of the whole country, that's what the U.S. wants back. That's what they want to reverse. They want to colonize every country of the world and do it at the point of
For
a gun.
profitable gain.
I love
Thank you. For profitable gain. That's what this is. From profitable gain from other countries.
We're in a big crisis.
The United States president want to be president of the whole earth. Let's start there.
Because if it wasn't for Trump,
Trust me, they got somebody that want to rule the whole earth.
Just
Not just where they from.
people and just
scope of this conflict is now breathtaking. Okay, you have a U.S. submarine in the Indian Ocean.
What up, Fox?
An Iranian warship. You have
this president wants to be president of the whole earth. He only wants to be one president of the whole earth. The entire earth. They want to be God.
Here. There are Tomahawk missiles flying over our heads from U.S. warships in the Mediterranean, missiles coming this way, drones crisscrossing the sky. We're talking about a breadth of thousands of miles across the region. It's not just the Middle East. It's also parts of South Asia, parts of Europe. And I'm not sure that. And
if you're calling about the crisis in the Middle East, please press 1.
Attempting to call the U.S. State Department from Israel.
A dozen times alongside Todd and Lisa Eggleston, who are stuck in Israel.
Man, pray for all the innocent people, man.
2 days before the
I'm getting tired of this hate in this world, man. And you just can't stop it. They want to fight, and unalive people, man.
Representative. So, in a row, this happens virtually every time you call. It goes to that automated message and then disconnects. So it doesn't give you much confidence.
We know there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
To be fair, we called that phone number for people calling from the U.S. this morning and did get through to a human, but our producer abroad could not. The State Department says it has helped 6,500 U.S. citizens leave so far.
I'm not scared of the hood. I'm not scared of the ghetto. The politicians are the real gangsters. That's who I'm scared of.
The conflict, and the White House says it will not rest until every single American has returned safely.
If you are calling about the crisis,
The Americans, they didn't even make a plan for the Americans to escape.
Chief correspondent Matt Gutman called that new line.
They went to war abruptly. Now you want to act like the Americans knew. How did they know? They wouldn't have went if they knew.
People from Las Vegas arrived.
They not involved in politics. We are regular civilians. People are taking vacations all over the world. They didn't know that you was gonna go do that.
Representative.
They didn't know.
Virtually every time you call, it goes to that automated message.
They really didn't know.
So it doesn't give you much confidence.
We didn't get no warning. We found out on the day of the war that it was gonna be a war.
People calling from
I'm sick and tired.
this morning did get through to a human, but our producer abroad.
5 days into this war, the U.S. military says its missiles, fighter jets, and bombers have begun striking targets deeper into
Oh
Iran.
my
Iran's
God.
Prime Minister said almost 130 sailors were aboard an Iranian frigate sunk by a submarine in international waters off the coast of Sri Lanka. The first time the U.S. Navy has destroyed.
I wish I had superpowers, bro.
Sri Lankan authorities said
I wish I had superpowers, bro.
recovered so far.
Where I can make everything stop, bro.
See,
We are just getting started. We are
Dear Lord, rain down on this earth. I plead the blood of Jesus on the entire earth. Name of Jesus.
yet still capable of firing drones and missiles towards Israel and the Gulf states and even further afield. Yesterday, NATO defenses intercepted a ballistic missile fired from Iran that was headed for Turkey's airspace, though Iran denies firing missiles at Turkey. The missile crashed in a field in Syria. Lawmakers tell CBS News that the Secretary and Joint Chiefs of Staff briefed congressional members behind closed doors that Iranian drones presented a
Y'all want to hear the truth? Here's the truth.
might not be
Till
able
this
to
day.
intercept them all.
Till this
The
day.
Pentagon identified the 2 remaining soldiers of the 6 killed in a March 1 drone strike in Kuwait. Chief Warrant Officer Robert Marzan,
Bro, I'm so mad, bro.
Major Jeffrey R. O'Brien, 45, of Indianola, Iowa. While friends of Noah Teachins, also killed in that attack, have been paying tribute to the martial arts enthusiast.
He's helpful and dedicated to not only uplifting other people and supporting his comrades, both as a martial arts student and as a soldier.
And today would have been Noah's 43rd birthday. The Israeli defense minister is.
We lost a lot of Americans already. We lost a lot of our soldiers. A lot of mothers and fathers crying right now. And brothers and sisters and cousins, family members, friends, all of that. It's a lot of people crying right now. They willing to risk our lives for their political beliefs. For their personal political beliefs.
Deeper into Iran. Iran's
Yeah, go ahead and risk our lives for your personal political beliefs.
Submarine in international waters off the coast of Sri Lanka. The first time the U.S. Navy has destroyed a warship with a torpedo since World War II. Sri Lankan authorities said at least 80 bodies had been recovered so far. Iran called it an atrocity at sea.
We are just getting started. We are accelerating, not decelerating. They are toast, and they know it.
Could have did it before we went in.
Drones and missiles towards Israel and the Gulf states.
Let's see if they have. So you can have one at least. Because it's going to be till late tonight till you able. Hold on, y'all. What's the name of the place? Because now it's been a week. They got to have it. Hold on, y'all. No, I'm trying to call him. Hold on, y'all. What up? What up, gang? Yeah, I'm back. You hear me? I'm back like I never left. You hear me? Back like I never left. Hey, y'all, I'll be back live later. I gotta run a couple of errands.